Alrighty. I'm putting together this video based on a conversation I had with a coworker the other night about getting turned around and lost in the woods when you're hunting. And I put together some ideas for a kit that can be carried on your person, on your belt, and in your pockets, a cargo pants or hunting pants, or carried in a small pack. Understand, this is not a bushcrafting kit. We're not trying to build a camp from scratch. This is something you can use if you're in the woods, you're coming out after dark, and you become disoriented. Well, maybe you got to stay there and make camp and wait it out until daylight comes and you can reorient yourself. Easy to get turned around in the woods. Even more experienced woodsmen and hunters have that happen to them after dark. It's easy to do. Alright, the first thing in this Ziploc bag, we've got an emergency poncho, a Walmart tube tent, and a couple of space blankets. This covers our shelter. I'm in North Florida. We rarely have nights where it gets cold to be hypothermic. If you're in a different part of the country, you may want to do things a little different. But what we do have in Florida is we tend to get rainstorms. And so the poncho, the tube tent, we're not going to take time and build a shelter. Unless it's raining, a lot of times you find you a comfortable spot by a tree, sit down, pull your hat over your face, take you a nap till daylight. But in the event you have rain, this is some stuff that can keep you warm and keep you dry. That makes your night a lot less miserable. And I'm going to set some of this stuff aside. The compass. Where people get disoriented a lot of times, they lose their direction. And yes, GPSs on your phone are nice, but it's even better to have a compass, because I showed somebody, same guy I was talking to, about lateral drift and how to put a compass in your weak hand and keep yourself walking in a straight line. A compass and a small flashlight will solve a lot of your problems, help you orient yourself, and let you get out to your truck a lot easier. On that same thought, orange flagging tape to mark your trail in. There are variations. A lot of people that hunt with me know I'm left-handed, so typically when I'm walking in, my rifle or my shotgun is in my left hand. So they know if I'm walking in and I break branches off, it's going to be on the right side going in. So if somebody has to come in and get me, they know which trail to follow. So these three items help with your orientation after dark. By the way, that's a little Coast flashlight there. Works with a single AAA battery. I think I bought that one at Walmart locally. This is an EcoGear FX. I bought it off Amazon. It uses a AA battery. Both of them have pocket clips. Both of them are easy to carry. And even these little lights, the EcoGear puts out, I think, 300 lumens. The Coast puts out about 150. People say, well, what's a small flashlight good for? Well, it's worth quite a bit when it's pitch black dark in the middle of nowhere. I'm setting some of this stuff aside because I'm not going to use it anymore, but some of this I am. Bank line. That's about 50 feet of bank line there wrapped up. Okay, we're not going out there with the intent to bushcraft and build primitive shelters, but having that with us can save us a lot of hassle. Another thing along the lines of bank line, we have an old credit card that's cut in half, wrapped up in some duct tape. Both of these two items, yes, I know we're not going out to build homemade shelters, but they're so small, they take up very little space in your pockets or in a pack. Better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. And your duct tape can also go a long way with acting as a flame extender. Spare ammunition. Okay, this is a belt pouch for my 30-06. There's 5 extra cartridges in it. A lot of times here in North Florida, I'm hunting with a shotgun, so I keep some extra shotgun shells in my pocket. Either on my vest, if I'm wearing it, or just in my pants pocket. If I've got 2 or 3 bird shots, even when I'm deer hunting, hey, maybe I can get a squirrel or something and at least fix something for dinner. Along those same lines, pack a few granola bars, energy bars, some beef jerky, bacon jerky, something small that you can eat. No, you're not going to starve to death overnight, but it makes it a lot less miserable. Cotton bandana. A pile of uses for this. From using it for char cloth, wiping your hands off. Just so many uses. You can use it for first aid. You can use it if you happen to be near a water source to pre-filter your water before you boil it to make it safe to drink. And that sachets us into another area. Water container. Yes, we're not going to get dehydrated overnight, most likely, but this is going to make things a lot less miserable. Dave Canterbury said, okay, having the 10 C's with you turns a survival situation into merely inconvenient camping. I have 2 options here that'll easily fit in my pocket. One of them is a plastic pilot's flask. These are cheap. You can get them off Amazon. I want to say $5 to $7. Now, the disadvantage to this one, it carries about a pint of water, but you really can't boil it in it. Well, in a lot of cases, that's going to be irrelevant because we're not camping under ideal circumstances where we have a water source nearby. We exercise a little water discipline. We stretch that pint of water out to get us through the night and our walk back to our vehicle. With metal containers, this is the Pathfinder set, RM34 or something. I forget what they designate it as. It's basically a variation on the Swedish officer's canteen, is what it's designed to mimic, with one improvement. Remember, we're going hunting. We want to be quiet. We want to be stealthy. We don't want to have metal stuff rattling around on us. This one's about a pint canteen, maybe a little over that. It's got a cup where we can boil water if we happen to be close to a water source and purify it for drinking. But the most important thing, it's got this strap around it. So we don't have any rattle, any noise. We can remain quiet, we can be stealthy while we're hunting, and we've got a little bit of water with us. Is it ideal? No, but understand, it makes a survival scenario into something we can manage. Alrighty, combustion. Now, I smoke. I don't hide that fact from anybody. So I almost always have a lighter in my pocket. And a lot of times I have a little piece of duct tape wrapped around it as a flame extender. Okay. Got cotton balls soaked in Vaseline in this little container wrapped with duct tape. And we have a little Walmart Fire Steel. I think this is a brand new one. I haven't even had a chance to use it much yet. So it's just there because it's photogenic and we can use it for the video. For cutting tools, Swiss Army Knife Fieldmaster. The reason I like this little knife, it's small enough to fit in my pocket. It's got all the tools I would need, including this little saw. Is it going to take down a big tree? No. But it'll allow me to harvest material relatively easy and use that to build a fire. That's almost always in my pocket. When I put my pants on, that goes in it. So does this. This is my case trapper. These two knives are small enough I'll have them with me almost all the time, assuming I'm wearing pants. And they get a lot of things done. Another variation that I found very useful, and I've got two of these, is this Swiss Tech multi-tool. It's got a small saw blade, knife blade. It's even got a pretty damn good set of scissors. And it's got a pair of pliers, and it fits well on the belt in a pretty good belt pouch. I really endorse this little Swiss Tech multi-tool. It's about $50, but it's $50 well spent, and it's about half the price you'll pay for a Leatherman. Now, some people, when they go out in the woods, they're going to carry some variation on a fixed blade knife. I've got a drawer full of them. Actually, I've got several drawers full of them. Okay, this one is the SOG Seal Pup. It's got a good blade on it. It's got serrations on it, which I generally don't like, but I do see where it has a use for cutting heavier material. Ropes, heavy cordages. But it's got enough of a fine blade on it that I can use it for my finer camp tasks. From food preparation to woodwork. But one reason that I kind of like this setup is this pouch here. And I can put several other items in there, like this little flashlight, like this Fire Steel in its sheath in this pocket. I can fit the Swiss Tech multi-tool in it to save room on my belt if I need to. If I want to, I can add the lighter in here and have an extra lighter, although that generally I'll have two of those in my pocket. Now, I'm going to preface this and end this video by saying that a lot of this stuff is geared toward me being in North Florida. It's not designed to handle the extremes of cold. And it's not an all-inclusive camping kit. It gives us some options, some good options, to make an overnight stay that we didn't plan on because we got disoriented a lot more bearable, or allow us some options to find our way out. These are put out here to give you some ideas, make you think, and make you assess your needs. Your needs are probably going to be different than mine. Your skills may be different than mine. Your environment may be different. I select gear generally on 3 principles: where I'm going, what I'm going to be doing, who I'm going to be doing it with. A lot of this is based around me going into the woods by myself, not having anybody else I'm responsible for. And this is stuff that will give you a leg up and make your stay that you didn't intend on a lot less miserable, get you through the night, or either help you find your way out. Later on.